Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Anna, and today we're going to talk all about liquid blushes from the drugstore. I have a variety of finishes and formulations from different brands that are all available at your local Walmart, Walgreens, and drugstores, Target. And yeah, we're going to talk all about them, the differences and the formulations and the finishes and all the things. So let me know down below if you have any drugstore or just liquid blushes in general that you love and have been reaching for. What formulas do you prefer? Let me know that down below, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the liquid blush talk. So I'm going to start with the glowiest of them all, and kind of like a blush lighter type of product. These are pretty much a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury ones, and the little squeezy tube with the sponge. But this is the Halo Glow Beauty Wands from e.l.f. These will come in around $9 at the drugstore, and they come in 6 shades. They are super duper glowy. They can work as a highlighter, blush topper type of thing. They do set down rather quickly, so you gotta work fast. They're a blush highlight hybrid is what I would call them. And they do contain 2% squalane, so that is pretty cool. I have 2 shades. I have the one that is definitely a Charlotte Tilbury dupe. This is the shade, what do we call it here? Rosé You Slay. And it's a very pink gold shift, beautiful. I can't, I think it's Glowgasm this might be a dupe for. Not Glowgasm, is it? No, Pinkgasm. I know, I'll put it on the screen along with information about these products, of course. But yeah, we have Rosé You Slay, and then I have this one called Magic Hour, which is much more warm and kind of bronzy. Very, very pretty for underpainting, but you do have to work fast with these. I do kind of one cheek at a time, and I take it off of the brush. I don't just take the applicator and go on the face because I feel like it just can lift makeup a little bit, make a mess. It's easier if you take a stippling brush or like a dense buffing brush like this one from e.l.f., which is the buffing foundation brush. These were great for that, and they're really affordable. Just take it kind of like that and tap it onto the face, and it can work really, really well. And you can apply it over your foundation, under your foundation. I like to use these for underpainting a lot. I love the contours in this range. The contour bronzers, amazing. And yeah, I think the blushes are really pretty, especially if you prefer something very glowy. Now these will emphasize a little bit more texture because that's just the nature of the product. They're a bit more on that metallic side of things, but they're still very beautiful. And I think layering them with product and using them in that more underpainting way can give them a bit of a softened appearance and be really beautiful. So that is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wands. Next up is the Sun Kisser blush from Maybelline. I have 2 shades of this as well. I have the shade Blazing Blush, which is this gorgeous like baby pink shade, which is just stunning. It is a stunning shade. If you are very fair, do yourself a favor and go get this one because you won't regret it. And then I also have the shade City Sizzle, which is a bit deeper, a little more rich. It's kind of a toasty rose type of color, toasted rose. Both are beautiful. They do have a bit of a sheen to them. This one, I feel like City Sizzle has a bit more glitter particles within it. It's not quite as fine glow as this one. Blazing Blush, I feel like Blazing Blush has just a beautiful lit from within, just dewy glow to it. It is just like illuminating and angelic. It is so pretty. I love this one. Highly recommend this shade in particular. The City Sizzle is also nice. It's very, I think, the crowd pleaser type of shade. They do have some rather odd shades in this range. Like they have like one that's like a pure gold, like just straight up bronze. And these are marketed more to be kind of a multifunctional product where they can be bronzer, highlighter, blush all in one kind of thing. The marketing is a little confusing with these, and you definitely have to look at them in person, like really turn them over and look at them, because there is a little bit of differences within the formulations. I said this one I feel like has chunkier sparkle within, like it does have some gold glitters in there. Very few and far between, but they're in there, and it also has that kind of glowy base, whereas I find this light pink one to just be the most beautiful, almost dewy ambient glow that is just stunning. It's so angelic. It really is an angelic shade. These are more gently pigmented of the liquid blushes we're talking about today. These have a bit of a sheerness to them. They can be built up. They definitely build. They have like, I think like a sheer kind of gel-like formula is what it makes me think of. But yeah, you do kind of have to do a little bit of building with them, but I think they are beautiful, rather user-friendly in that regard, because they're not going to be like, oh my gosh, so too much is coming off the applicator onto the face. You don't have to be so delicate with them. And again, they work really well for underpainting, over top of your makeup. And I do apply these in the same method as the other ones I talked about with the brush, where I go off the applicator. Like, I take it like this off the applicator, work it into my hand a bit, and then tap onto the face, and it just gives a very airbrushed appearance to me, and applies very smoothly and effortless. And to me, there's something about these liquid blushes, they give a very kind of, airbrushed appearance. There's something about them that's just very beautiful. I think these are ones that you do want to look at in person and find one that you think will suit you the best. Looking at them online, they're kind of hard to figure out. But yeah, they're a unique product for sure, and they are buildable and pretty versatile. I think it's a very interesting concept, and I like them. I've seen some hit or miss commentary around them, but I think they're nice and easy to use. Just depends on your personal preferences, really. And I enjoy them. I do think they give that little bit of that airbrushed appearance to the skin. So they're very nice. But yeah, the Maybelline Sun Kisser Liquid Blush in Bronze retail for $11.99. They come in 10 shades. They're buildable and blendable for a natural glow, up to 12-hour wear, multi-use shades. So when you look at these online, it does point that out, that you can mix and match them and kind of create multi-dimensional look, which is really cool and kind of fun to do, because they do have kind of a unique shade range that would be fun to play with and treat kind of like you're painting. Next, we have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Lip and Cheek Color. This one retails for $5.99. It's going to be the most affordable from our little selection here. And it says, this one claims you can use it on the lips. I don't love it on the lips personally. It comes in only 3 shades, however, and this has a bit more of a creamy texture, a little bit more moussey feel to it, and it dries down to a bit of a more powdery, soft finish. It's not really like dewy or glowy. It definitely gives a very airbrushed look to the skin as well, and kind of has a cloud-like appearance, or there's a very much a soft focus kind of feel around it. It blends like an absolute dream. I have the shade Rosy Romance, which is the lightest in the range. Super easy to blend and build. Just a beautiful shade all around, and it has a really nice moussey like texture to it. Makes it very easy to work with. Again, same application method as with the other ones. It is very weightless. And it claims to have like I think a satin matte finish. And yeah, I think that's what it has. It's very pretty. They have a really beautiful like deep berry one that I know is going to be kind of like pinky on the skin, be quite pretty on deeper skin tones. And they have a coral shade. I know e.l.f. makes some that look, the packaging wise, look a bit like this. I just haven't seen them anywhere to pick them up and kind of forget that they exist, honestly. But I think those have a bit more of a extensive shade range. They come in 9 shades and retail for $7. And they're the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blushes. But yeah, I haven't tried that yet. Let me know down below if you think those are worth checking out, because I'll hunt them down. I do believe my local Target has them. Last ones, which these are my personal favorite out of all of these. I think these give the most beautiful soft focus finish on the skin and just that airbrushed, beautiful look. These are the L'Oreal Lumi Le Liquid Blush. These retail for $14.99, so they are a little bit pricier. They come in 6 shades. These come in 2 different finishes. You have Dewy and Glowy. Dewy is more of a soft satin matte finish in a way. Like, it's not like dewy. It kind of goes to a bit of a more of a satin leaning matte finish in my opinion. These are very weightless. They are also very pigmented. So these you do want to use a light hand with. They are much more pigmented than the Maybelline counterpart, but beautiful and very easy to use otherwise. Just a little bit goes a long way. They are, again, buildable and blendable. The glowy one gives a nice lit from within, kind of smooth glow to it. And the dewy one gives a dewy natural finish. Yeah, very much a natural finish. So within the shade that is the glowy one, I have Glowy True Rose, which is not too terribly dissimilar from City Sizzle. But there is a difference between them. You just gotta look a little bit harder. This one, the glow within it is very smooth. It doesn't have chunks or anything like that, chunks of glitter. It is a very smooth, glowy formulation and very pretty. It doesn't emphasize texture or anything to my knowledge that I've noticed. It's a really, really refined glow. So I'm just gonna do a little swatch so you can see how pretty it is. And just kind of blend that out. Can you see that? Really pretty glow from that. I only put a tiny bit, but yeah. These do have a little bit more impact as far as color goes and pigmentation. And they are really pretty. They dry down, wear a really long time. And then you have what they refer to as the dewy finish, which I would call like kind of a natural finish. It's not really dewy, but it's not quite as matte as, say, the Wet n Wild one. It's not quite as moussey. And this is the shade Worth It, which is a gorgeous kind of warm, rosy, peachy tone that's not super peach. It's a very warm rose is what I would call it. Just very pretty. Very, very pretty. And you can see it's quite pigmented. I think it's more pigmented than the glowy one. But these are super buildable. They're kind of a thick cream formula. They feel very nice, very luxurious. They definitely feel high-end. I think they can, out of all of them, are going to compete the most with a higher-end blush formulation-wise. They're the most refined of the formulations. Next, and then you'll have the Wet n Wild one. I think is also quite refined and very nice for a very affordable price point. A little bit of everything as far as the price range, where we go from $5 all the way up to $16 total. So I think there's a liquid blush at the drugstore for every price point and everybody's taste and preferences. And yeah, I think you can definitely find one that's going to suit you at the drugstore and find some beautiful, unique shades as well. Especially like within the Sunkisser line. I think it has the most unique shades. Whether you enjoy that finish or not, that's going to be up to you. If you're looking for the more kind of refined, just a little bit typical blush shade range, the L'Oreal ones are going to have you covered there. And the Wet n Wild ones, only the 3 shades, but they're kind of the 3 key shades that are most popular: a coral, a soft rose, and a berry. So there's a shade for everybody within that range, and they can be sheared out, built up, and used multi-purpose ways. You can put them on lips. I just don't love it personally myself. And of course these beauty wands, super glowy, super pretty. Let me just swatch one of these for you so you can see the glow from it while we're talking about it. This is Midnight Magic Hour. You can see how it has that really warm, bronzy kind of glow. There is one in the Sunkisser line that is similar to that, but not quite as metallic. That's what those look like, and you see how quickly they like to set down. You gotta work fast with these. They will set on you. So they're maybe not the #1 formula. I guess I could swatch out City Sizzle too while we're at it. Here's City Sizzle. So you can see how these have like a gel-like look to them, and they just blend out. Very pretty. But you can see how that one has some glitters, I think, and some gold kind of pinpoint sparkles within it that you're not going to find within the baby pink. The baby pink just has a beautiful radiance to it. Try to find somewhere I can swatch this so you can see it. Maybe right here. We'll give it a little blend. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, that is kind of my little roundup of the liquid blushes available at the drugstore. Let me know if you think I should try out those e.l.f. Camo liquid blushes, if you think they're worth bothering with, since I already have kind of a collection of liquid blushes. I'm like, do I really need more liquid blushes? But I kind of want to test them out just to see what they're all about because I'm nosy like that. So let me know your thoughts on that below, and which one of these formulations do you think would speak to you the best, and which, if you have any of them, which do you enjoy? I know someone in the comments told me that they really enjoyed the light peach of this one. What was the shade name of that light peach? Because I went and looked and then I couldn't figure out which was which. But you had recommended me a light peach. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe. Bye now.